The stars shimmered like diamonds across the endless black canvas of space. Among them, a fleet of sleek, silver alien ships moved with quiet precision. They were far from home, venturing into a small blue world known to them only as Sector 547b. Inside the lead ship, the command center was alive with activity. Panels glowed and holographic screens projected images of a planet teeming with life. The aliens aboard were tall and slender, with smooth gray skin and luminous eyes that could see in multiple spectrums. They had conquered hundreds of worlds across the galaxy, and yet this planet seemed different. Captain Xylar, the leader of the expedition, leaned forward, studying the images. "Report," he said, his voice calm but commanding. Lieutenant Vera, a sharp and precise officer, adjusted the projection. "Scanning shows no significant military presence, Captain. No orbital weapons, no large ships, no defensive structures of note. Planet appears unarmed." Xylar's eyes narrowed. "No defenses? That is unusual. Most planets we encounter either have some form of military or a hidden technology grid. Proceed with caution. Prepare the reconnaissance team." A smaller vessel detached from the main fleet and began descending toward the planet's surface. It glowed faintly as it pierced the atmosphere, invisible to the naked eye of the humans below. The team inside was trained for observation, not combat. Their mission was simple: gather information, determine whether this planet was an easy conquest, and report back. As the craft approached the surface, the team observed cities, towns, and villages sprawling across green lands and blue waters. Humans moved in groups, some driving small vehicles, others walking, speaking in a language alien to the visitors. Xylar watched closely as his scanners measured their physical capabilities. "They are fragile," said one of the scientists aboard. "Driss. No exosuits, no armor, no natural weapons that could harm us significantly." Vera frowned. "Yet they survive. They build, they farm, they travel great distances without any visible technology for survival beyond their small tools. How?" Xylar did not answer immediately. He was not one to jump to conclusions. He leaned back, considering the data. The humans seemed harmless, but there was something, an energy, a pattern he could not easily measure. The small craft landed quietly on the outskirts of a sprawling city. The aliens stepped out, their movements smooth and deliberate. Their eyes scanned the streets, noting the human activity below. Children played in parks. Adults walked with purpose, some carrying objects that seemed valuable but harmless. Driss spoke softly. "They appeared defenseless. Should we test them?" Xylar shook his head. "No, we observe first. Any aggressive action may alter the data. We need to understand this world fully." The aliens split into small groups and walked among the humans. They moved with care, avoiding direct contact but observing closely. Humans did not notice them at first. Their attention was on simple, everyday tasks: trading at markets, cleaning streets, preparing meals. One of the alien scouts, Lyra, crouched near a group of children playing a game with a ball. "Captain," she said into her communicator, "they show no fear, no signs of panic. Even when strange objects appear near them, they react calmly and continue their activities." Xylar considered this. On every world he had encountered, the presence of an alien craft, even a small one, would provoke fear, anger, or immediate defensive action. Yet here, nothing. Driss adjusted a scanner. It is as if they trust the world around them. They work together, help each other, and yet they have no visible defenses. No traps, no weapons, nothing that could stop an intruder like us. Xylar's mind raced. Perhaps they hide their power. We will need to test them carefully. Humans are clever. Maybe they survive by intelligence rather than force. The aliens continued their observation. They watched a man helping a child who had tripped, a woman guiding a lost stranger back to the correct street, and neighbors sharing tools to fix a broken roof. Each act was simple, yet it demonstrated coordination, compassion, and intelligence. Vera looked at the data. "Captain, I am beginning to understand. They are not weak. Their strength is not in arms or technology. It is in their cooperation, their ingenuity. Each individual contributes to the survival of the group. Perhaps this is why no other species has attacked them." Xylar nodded slowly. "Interesting. If true, they have a hidden defense, one that cannot be destroyed by weapons or force. Observation must continue." As the day passed, the reconnaissance team explored further. They visited farms, small factories, and even transportation hubs. Humans were resourceful, Using simple tools in ways that maximized efficiency, they built machines, repaired them when broken, and shared knowledge freely. During a quiet moment, Lyra observed a small workshop where humans were building a complex machine from parts that seemed unrelated. "Captain," she whispered, "they are inventing something new with materials we would not consider useful. Their creativity is remarkable." Zyler's eyes glowed faintly as he recorded everything. Remarkable indeed. They are defenseless on the surface, but every action, every invention, every choice shows adaptation. They anticipate problems before they arise. That is their strength. As night fell, the city lights flickered on, casting a warm glow across the streets. Humans moved about in peace, unaware of the silent observers above. The aliens returned to their craft, their minds filled with questions. Driss broke the silence. "Captain, why would any species leave a planet like this alone? Surely it should be an easy conquest. Yet history records show no large-scale invasions here." Zylar stared at the city below, contemplating. Perhaps we have underestimated them. Perhaps the very qualities that make them appear weak are their greatest defense. We must study further. This is only the beginning. Suddenly, alarms rang softly on the craft. Sensors detected a minor anomaly, an electrical surge from the human city. Machines were operating in a pattern that the aliens did not fully understand. The surge was small but precise, and it seemed to react to the presence of the alien craft. Vera frowned. "Captain, look at this. Their technology may be primitive, but it adapts quickly. It is almost as if the city itself is alive, responding to us." Zylar's expression hardened. "Indeed, this confirms our suspicion. They are not defenseless. Their defense is subtle, integrated into every part of their society. It is invisible, but it exists." The aliens retreated to a safe distance to continue observation. They remained hidden, watching humans navigate their world with ingenuity and courage. They saw communities respond to accidents, natural challenges, and interpersonal conflicts, all with solutions that did not rely on violence but on cooperation, creativity, and quick thinking. For the first time in their history, Zyler felt a sense of respect mixed with caution. "Prepare your reports," he said. "This planet may appear easy to conquer, but I believe we have found a species that is far stronger than we realized. Strength is not always measured by weapons or numbers. Sometimes it lies in the spirit, and their spirit is remarkable." As the alien fleet hovered above the planet, the team continued their silent vigil. Earth, peaceful and seemingly defenseless, had already begun to teach its first lesson: that appearances could deceive, and that true power might come from the heart, not the hand. And far below, humans slept under the starlit sky, unaware that their simple acts of kindness, ingenuity, and cooperation had already begun to shield their world from forces they could not yet imagine. The first day of observation ended, but the story of Earth's hidden strength had only just begun. The morning sun rose slowly over the earth, casting golden light across cities, rivers, and mountains. The alien fleet still hovered silently above, hidden in the upper atmosphere. Inside the lead ship, Captain Zyler and his team reviewed their observations from the previous day. Lieutenant Vera tapped the console, highlighting patterns of human behavior. "Captain, our scans confirm it again. Humans are unpredictable. They cooperate naturally, respond quickly to problems, and innovate constantly. It is unlike any species we have observed before." Driss leaned forward. "I suggest a small-scale test. Not an attack, but interaction. Let us see how they respond to controlled stimuli." Zyler nodded slowly. "Agreed. We must remain cautious. No harm. Observe, record, learn." A smaller craft detached from the main fleet. It glimmered faintly, invisible to human eyes. Inside, 4 aliens prepared to make first contact. Their mission was simple: approach humans directly, see how they react, and measure their intelligence, cooperation, and problem-solving abilities. The craft landed in a quiet park on the outskirts of a small city. Humans walked nearby, tending gardens, walking pets, or jogging. The aliens stepped out, moving carefully and deliberately. Their forms were tall, sleek, and glowing faintly in the morning light. The first humans to notice them froze. A mother tightened her grip on her child's hand. A man stopped mid-step, staring at the strangers. But the reaction was not fear. There was curiosity. Eyes widened, mouths opened, yet none ran. One of the aliens, Lyra, raised her hand slowly in a gesture of peace. She spoke in a calm, melodic tone. "Greetings. We mean no harm. We are observers." The humans looked at each other. One man stepped forward cautiously. Hello. Who are you? Where are you from?" The aliens exchanged glances. Vera whispered, "They understand our presence. They are curious, not afraid. Fascinating." Xylar motioned for Lyra to continue. "We come from beyond your skies," she said. "We are explorers. We wish only to learn." The humans murmured among themselves, then relaxed slightly. The man spoke again. "I am James. This is my family. You are not like us, but you seem peaceful." Lyra nodded. "Peaceful. Observation only." As they spoke, the aliens noticed something remarkable. Humans did not flee, attack, or panic. They asked questions, shared information, and even offered small gestures of hospitality, a glass of water, a chair to sit on. The aliens recorded everything carefully. Driss whispered into her communicator, "Captain, their reactions are remarkable. Even when faced with beings completely different from themselves, they respond with caution, curiosity, and kindness. Their behavior is adaptive." Xylar's eyes glowed faintly as he observed. "It is consistent with our previous data. Their strength lies in their intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation. We must explore this further." To test the humans more, the aliens created a small, harmless simulation. A machine hovered near the park, projecting small obstacles and challenges. A minor electrical disruption in the water fountain, a short burst of strange lights in the trees, and a small mechanical puzzle that moved unpredictably. The humans reacted quickly. Children stepped back carefully, avoiding the sparks. Adults guided them to safety, working together to figure out the strange machine. James examined the moving puzzle, touching levers, rotating parts, and quickly understanding its pattern. Within minutes, the humans had neutralized the obstacle without panic, without damage, and without calling for outside help. Lyra's eyes widened. "Captain, observe. Their problem-solving, it is rapid, creative, and collaborative. Each person contributes differently but efficiently. They are not just surviving, they are thriving." Xylar nodded. "Yes, observe carefully. This is not strength in arms. This is strength of mind, of spirit." Curious, the aliens approached a nearby market. Humans were bartering, selling food, and sharing tools. Suddenly, a small fire broke out near a cooking stall. Normally, a small incident like this would spread quickly in other worlds, but humans reacted instantly. One man grabbed a bucket of water. A woman guided children away. Another formed a line to carry water to the fire. Within minutes, the flames were extinguished. Vera whispered, "Captain, even minor disasters they handle perfectly. Their response is fast, coordinated, and intelligent. They think, they act, they save others without waiting for command. No species we have observed can do this so efficiently." Xylar studied the humans with growing respect. "It is as we suspected. Their defenses are not weapons. They are not walls or ships. Their defense is their spirit, their cooperation, quick thinking, and adaptability. They are unarmed but powerful beyond measurement." As the day passed, the aliens conducted more subtle tests. They simulated small technical failures, minor environmental hazards, and simple logical puzzles. Each time, humans adapted with surprising speed and ingenuity. In one instance, a broken bridge threatened a neighborhood. Within hours, humans had used available materials to construct a safe temporary path, ensuring no one was trapped or hurt. Driss shook her head. "Captain, it is remarkable. They seem defenseless, but they respond to danger in ways our technology cannot predict. Every crisis is solved with creativity, speed, and teamwork." Xylar nodded slowly. "And that is why they remain unconquered. Any force, Any weapon we use would be countered by their adaptability. The universe has underestimated them for centuries. Their weakness is an illusion. Later, the aliens observed humans' daily lives more closely. They saw people teaching each other, sharing knowledge, and forming communities where every individual contributed. A young woman repaired a malfunctioning water pump while children helped pass tools. A group of men lifted fallen trees after a minor storm, distributing food and water efficiently. Vera whispered almost in awe, "Captain, it is not just intelligence. It is morality, empathy, and courage. They care for one another. Every action reinforces the whole. That is power." Zyler's gaze hardened. Yes, power without weapons, without ships, without armies. And it is invisible to the untrained eye. This is why no invader has succeeded here. They are, in truth, unconquerable, though their strength cannot be measured in battle. As night fell, humans lit lanterns and fires across their cities. The aliens returned to their craft to review the data. They were filled with questions, admiration, and caution. Driss spoke quietly. "Captain, I have studied many species. None show this combination of creativity, morality, and rapid problem-solving. They survive disasters, diseases, conflicts, and yet they remain united. It is extraordinary." Zyler nodded. "Observation only. We will not interfere, but we must understand them fully before any decision is made. Their unpredictability makes them dangerous, not because of weapons but because of spirit and intelligence." Lyra added, "Captain, one final note. They do not just react, they anticipate. Even small children show awareness of potential hazards. They are learning constantly, adapting constantly. It is as if the planet itself supports their growth." Zylar's expression was unreadable, but inside, a strange sense of respect grew. "Yes, Lyra, let us continue. Earth is not defenseless. It is a fortress of the mind and spirit. Our previous assumptions about power and weakness are irrelevant here. We must remember this lesson." Back in the city, humans continued their lives, unaware of the silent visitors observing their every move. They laughed, worked, and helped each other without realizing that their simple, everyday actions were already teaching an alien species a profound lesson. Strength is not always measured by arms, speed, or numbers. Sometimes it lies in intelligence, compassion, and unity. And far above, the alien fleet recorded every detail, preparing reports that would astonish their leaders. For the first time in history, Zyler wondered if conquering a planet might be foolish, not because of what humans could destroy, but because of what humans could achieve together. By the end of the day, the aliens returned to orbit silent and contemplative. They had begun to see the truth. Earth's defenselessness was a clever illusion, masking a strength that no weapon could overcome. And on the ground, humans slept peacefully under the starlit sky, completely unaware that their creativity, courage, and cooperation had already made them, in the eyes of the galaxy, untouchable. The alien fleet hovered silently above Earth, hidden in the upper atmosphere. The explorers had now spent days observing the planet, recording every detail of human life. Captain Zyler and his team gathered in the main command chamber of the lead ship. Screens displayed cities, rivers, forests, and mountains, but the aliens' focus was on the humans themselves. Lieutenant Vera pointed to a holographic timeline of human history. "Captain, I have compiled the patterns of their survival. Wars, natural disasters, diseases. They have endured every challenge and yet continue to thrive." Driss added, "It is not just endurance. Their innovations appear at the exact moment they are needed. They build tools to solve problems, share knowledge, and repair systems faster than any other species we have studied." Zylar studied the data carefully. "So far we have measured strength as firepower, numbers, and technology. But humans seem to operate differently. Their power comes from their adaptability, intelligence, and cooperation. Perhaps that is why no invader has succeeded here." Vera frowned. "Captain, I have also noticed something else. Humans do not just react to danger, they anticipate it. Their cities are organized to prevent accidents. Their systems for food, water, and energy show redundancy and foresight. Even a small child seems aware of potential hazards. Zyler's eyes glowed faintly. Yes. Observation suggests a species that is unconquerable not through weapons but through unity and creativity. This may explain why others avoid attacking them. It is a defense unlike any we have encountered. The aliens decided to study humans more deeply. Examining their history, they accessed records, literature, and archives from every part of the planet. What they discovered astonished them. Humans had survived floods, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and storms far greater than what the aliens had ever seen. Entire civilizations had risen and fallen, yet humanity endured. They had faced plagues that wiped out millions and recovered, building stronger systems of medicine and sanitation. Even in war, humans created alliances and negotiated peace, learning from conflict to improve future generations. Driss whispered, almost in awe. Captain, they are fragile, yet they endure the unimaginable. They survive disasters, diseases, and conflict, and they thrive afterward. Sylar nodded slowly. Fragile in body but strong in mind and spirit. Their resilience is not measurable by our usual methods. It is a quality we must understand fully before making any decisions about this planet. The team turned their attention to human technology. At first glance, it seemed primitive compared to the alien fleet. Cars, planes, satellites, and computers appeared slow, small, and vulnerable. But closer examination revealed incredible creativity and efficiency. Humans used limited resources to solve complex problems, often inventing tools that adapted to multiple uses. Vera tapped on a display, showing a human engineer repairing a broken water pump with only a few basic tools. Captain, see this. They do not have advanced repair machines like ours. Yet they improvise, adapt, and complete the task quickly. Their ingenuity is extraordinary. Zyler's expression remained serious. Indeed, intelligence and creativity are their weapons. They survive without massive armies or advanced technology because they innovate faster than their challenges evolve. That is why the planet seems defenseless but is in truth highly resilient. Lyra added, I also observed humans in small-scale emergencies. When fires, accidents, or storms occur, they respond without hesitation. Everyone contributes. Children, adults, and elders act together to solve the problem. No species we have studied shows this level of spontaneous cooperation. Zyler's eyes glimmered. It is not force or numbers that make them unconquerable. It is spirit, intelligence, and morality. They think, plan, and work together instinctively. That is why their world appears peaceful and defenseless. Any invader would face a challenge far greater than anticipated. To test their theory further, the aliens studied humans during conflict. They observed nations negotiating, leaders solving disputes, and communities responding to crises without escalating violence. Even when technology failed, humans adapted. They created temporary solutions, improvised defenses, and ensured survival. Driss leaned forward. Captain, their adaptability is not just physical. It is moral. They care for each other. Even in conflict, they protect the weak, share resources, and innovate ways to save lives. That is a strength we cannot match. Zyler's expression hardened. Yes, physical weapons are limited in effect. Humans survive and thrive because of intelligence, unity, and courage. They do not fight like other species. They fight with mind, spirit, and heart. That is why Earth has remained unconquered. The aliens also observed human culture. Music, art, literature, and storytelling were not mere decoration. They were methods of learning, sharing knowledge, and strengthening bonds. Humans used creativity to teach lessons, preserve history, and inspire courage. Vera smiled faintly. Captain, even their entertainment strengthens them. They imagine problems, create solutions, and prepare for challenges without danger. Their minds are constantly practicing resilience. Zylar nodded. Indeed. Observation confirms it. Humans' true power lies in their thinking, learning, and cooperating. That is why other species avoid attacking. They may appear small, defenseless, or weak, but any attempt to conquer them would face a force invisible yet unbreakable. The aliens decided to focus on one human community for deeper study. They observed a small town facing multiple challenges, a broken bridge, a failing water pump, and a sudden storm. The humans worked together, dividing tasks, using knowledge and creativity. One woman directed the children to gather tools. A man carried heavy materials. Neighbors shared food and resources. Within hours, the bridge was repaired, the water pump fixed, and the town remained safe. Lyra whispered, "Captain, every human contributes differently, yet efficiently. They have no hierarchy forcing action, yet cooperation is instinctive." "That is remarkable," Xylar nodded. "It is the principle of unity. Each individual's action strengthens the whole. No technology, no weapon, no strategy could overpower this. The human mind and spirit are a fortress. That is why Earth remains untouched." The aliens spent days analyzing the data. They compared humans to other species they had encountered. None matched humans' combination of adaptability, creativity, moral awareness, and cooperation. Other civilizations relied on weapons, fear, or dominance. Humans relied on thought, foresight, and unity. Driss spoke softly. "Captain, if we attempt to attack, we may fail without even understanding why. Their strength is invisible yet absolute." Xylar stared at the planet below, a strange mixture of respect and caution in his eyes. Indeed, observation confirms it. Earth is unconquerable not because of armies or weapons, but because of intelligence, creativity, and spirit. That is the revelation we must report to our leaders. Lyra added, "Captain, they do not know we are here. They live in peace, unaware of the danger above them. Yet their actions are already defending the planet without knowing it." Xylar's expression softened slightly. "Yes, the greatest defense is not walls or firepower, but the way they live, think, and help each other. That is why the universe has underestimated them for so long. That is why Earth appears defenseless but is, in truth, invincible." The aliens returned to orbit, silent and contemplative. They had seen humans at their best, innovative, brave, cooperative, and moral. They had survived disasters, invented solutions, and protected one another in ways no species had ever done before. Driss whispered, "Captain, I now understand. Earth is not a weak planet. It is a living, learning, adapting system. Attack would be foolish because the humans themselves are the defense. Their unity is stronger than any weapon." Xylar nodded slowly. "And that is the truth. Their strength cannot be measured in numbers or firepower. It is measured in intelligence, courage, and spirit. That is why no other species has dared conquer them, and why we must tread carefully. The first lesson is clear. Appearances can deceive. Defenseless does not mean weak." Back on the planet, humans continued their lives, unaware of the silent watchers above. Children laughed, adults worked, and communities grew stronger with every passing day. Every act of cooperation, every invention, every shared knowledge reinforced their invisible shield. And high above, the alien fleet recorded every detail. Astonished by a species that was fragile in appearance but invincible in essence, they began to write reports that would change their understanding of power, strength, and survival forever. Captain Xylar gazed down at the planet, finally speaking the truth he had realized. The humans are remarkable. The unconquered are not those with weapons, but those with wisdom, unity, and spirit. Let this be the lesson we carry forward. Earth is not defenseless. Earth is extraordinary. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the world, the aliens continued to watch in silence. For the first time, they truly understood why no one had attacked this seemingly defenseless planet. Its strength was invisible, but it was absolute. The alien fleet remained in orbit, silent and watchful. For days they had observed humanity, recording its ingenuity, cooperation, and resilience. Yet Captain Xylar still wanted more. Observation alone could not fully reveal the depth of human capability. "It is time for a test," Xylar said, his voice calm but firm. "We must simulate a challenge and observe how they respond. Nothing lethal. We are not here to conquer, but to learn." Lieutenant Vera nodded. "Understood, Captain." A controlled test, subtle enough not to cause panic, yet significant enough to challenge their problem-solving and coordination. Driss tapped a console, bringing up a small city on the planet's eastern continent. "We have identified a suitable area. Population is moderate, infrastructure is standard. Natural and technological challenges can be simulated without real harm." Xylar's eyes glimmered faintly. "Prepare the simulation. Minor technical disruptions, environmental challenges, and logical puzzles. The humans will have no idea it is a test. Observe how they cooperate, adapt, and respond." A small fleet of drones descended to the city, unseen by human eyes. They created controlled anomalies, minor electrical surges in the power grid, sudden malfunctions in water pumps, and simulated obstructions on streets and bridges. Everything was designed to be challenging but manageable. Within minutes, humans began to notice the disruptions. Lights flickered in homes. Water pumps sputtered and failed. Roads were blocked by sudden obstacles. Panic might have spread on another world. But here, humans acted differently. In one neighborhood, James, the man the aliens had observed before, quickly gathered neighbors. "Everyone calm down," he said. "Let's figure this out together. Who has tools? Who can help repair the pumps?" Children carried small tools following adults' instructions. Women and men organized teams to inspect electrical systems, repair broken pipes, and clear roads. Within moments, the community divided tasks efficiently, without argument, without fear. Lyra observed the scene through her drones.
"Captain, notice how they self-organize."
No central command, no coercion, yet every individual contributes in a way that maximizes efficiency. Their response is extraordinary. Zyler nodded slowly. Yes, their cooperation is instinctive. It is not forced by rules. It is born from culture, experience, and understanding. Observe carefully. Every action strengthens the whole community. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, a small fire broke out in a residential building, triggered by a malfunctioning electrical line. Humans reacted immediately. Buckets of water were passed. Blankets used to prevent sparks from spreading, and neighbors helped evacuate residents safely. Vera whispered, "Captain, they are not just reacting. They anticipate the consequences of every action. Even children understand danger and assist in appropriate ways. They adapt instantly," Driss added. "And it is not random. Each individual contributes uniquely. Skills are used where needed. Creativity solves unexpected problems. They are a collective intelligence greater than the sum of their parts." Zylar's eyes glowed faintly. "Indeed, this is the invisible defense I suspected. Not weapons, not walls. Their minds, their unity, and their adaptability protect them far better than any technology we possess." The aliens continued their observation, creating new challenges. A bridge collapsed in simulation, cutting off part of the city. Humans immediately assessed the situation. Engineers worked with local builders to construct a temporary crossing. Food and water were redirected efficiently to ensure no one was left stranded. Lyra murmured, "Captain, even in crisis, there is no chaos. There is planning, improvisation, and protection of the vulnerable. They are fragile in body, yet unbreakable in action." Zyler's expression hardened with respect. "Exactly. Any invader would be forced to fight not against weapons or armies, but against their intelligence, cooperation, and creativity. A species that thinks as one and acts together cannot be defeated through conventional means." In the city's hospital, simulated disruptions challenged medical systems. Equipment failed, supplies ran low, and minor accidents were staged. Humans adapted immediately. Doctors coordinated with nurses, volunteers assisted in logistics, and even citizens outside the hospital contributed by transporting supplies and clearing access routes. Driss whispered, "Captain, their moral courage is astonishing. They risk themselves to help others, solve problems without hesitation, and innovate when technology fails. They do not wait for orders, they act." Zylar nodded. "Their greatest weapon is their humanity. Courage, intelligence, cooperation. These cannot be destroyed. That is why Earth remains unconquered. That is why no species has succeeded in taking it." As the day passed, the aliens introduced further minor challenges: electrical blackouts, temporary water shortages, and small obstacles in transport. Each time, humans responded with remarkable efficiency. They created temporary solutions, shared knowledge instantly, and ensured the safety of every citizen. Vera leaned forward. "Captain, I've never seen anything like this. Even species we consider highly intelligent do not adapt this quickly. Humans anticipate, innovate, and support each other simultaneously. They are a living system of problem-solving." Zyler's expression softened slightly. "Indeed, their civilization is its own defense. Appearances deceive. They seem defenseless, but their minds, hearts, and unity are stronger than any force we have ever encountered." Lyra observed a particularly remarkable moment. A young girl noticed a malfunctioning water pump before it caused any serious problem. She alerted adults, who quickly repaired the device. Nearby, another child guided neighbors around an obstacle in the street. "Captain," Lyra said softly, "even the young contribute meaningfully. Their education, culture, and empathy are part of their defense. It is woven into every generation. They do not just survive, they prepare for survival instinctively. Xylar nodded. Observation confirms our hypothesis. Humans are unconquerable not because of weapons, technology, or armies, but because of intelligence, cooperation, moral courage, and foresight. Their strength is invisible yet absolute. As night fell, the humans had solved every challenge the aliens had created. The city returned to normal, none the wiser that their actions had been studied. Children played, adults worked, and the community continued to thrive. Driss shook her head in disbelief. Captain, they solved every problem, every obstacle, every disaster we introduced. Without panic, without violence, without outside help. Their resilience is unparalleled. Xylar's eyes glimmered. Yes, the simulation proves it. Humans are fragile in appearance, but formidable in spirit. Any attempt to conquer them would fail, not due to lack of weapons, but because their collective intelligence and moral courage are unassailable. Lyra added, Captain, even if a fleet of ships landed, even if armies approached, humans would respond with ingenuity. We cannot predict. Their creativity and unity make them a species any invader should respect. Xylar nodded. Exactly. We have confirmed the truth. Observation, testing, and simulation all point to the same conclusion. Earth is unconquerable. Its apparent defenselessness is an illusion. Its real strength lies in the minds, hearts, and unity of its people. Back in orbit, the alien fleet reviewed the full report of the day's test. Every anomaly, every challenge, and every human response was catalogued. The conclusion was undeniable. Humans were extraordinary. Vera whispered, Captain, their resilience, intelligence, and cooperation are beyond anything recorded. They survive crises, innovate solutions, and protect each other instinctively. This is not just a species, it is a system of collective strength. Xylar's voice was calm but firm, and that system cannot be broken. The universe has underestimated them, and so have we. Let us remember this lesson. Strength is not always measured in weapons, speed, or numbers. Sometimes it is measured in spirit, intelligence, and unity. High above the city, the alien fleet remained silent, respecting the humans below. They had seen the truth. Earth's strength was invisible yet unstoppable. Humans had survived challenges no alien could predict and had proven that cooperation, courage, and intelligence were more powerful than any fleet of ships or army of soldiers. As the city lights twinkled below, humans continued their daily lives, completely unaware that their actions had already demonstrated a defense more powerful than any weapon. And far above, Captain Xylar recorded his final observation of the day. The humans are extraordinary. The defenseless are not weak, they are formidable. Their unity, intelligence, and courage make them unconquerable. This is a species any invader must respect, and any attack would be folly. Let this lesson guide all future decisions regarding this remarkable planet. For the first time, the aliens truly understood why Earth had remained untouched by invaders. Its strength was invisible but absolute. The alien fleet hovered silently above Earth, its sleek ships glinting in the sunlight. Days of observation, testing, and analysis had left Captain Xylar and his team in awe. They had witnessed the humans' creativity, adaptability, courage, and unity. Every simulation, every challenge, every anomaly had revealed the same truth. Earth was unconquerable, not because of weapons, numbers, or technology, but because of the spirit of its people. In the command chamber, Xylar spoke to his officers. We have seen it all. Observation confirms what we suspected. Earth is defenseless only in appearance. Its true power is invisible yet absolute. Any attack would be futile and foolish. Lieutenant Vera nodded. Captain, their problem-solving, cooperation, and moral courage are unlike anything we have encountered. Even if we revealed ourselves openly, their response would be unpredictable, coordinated, and overwhelming. Not through violence, but through ingenuity and unity. Driss added, Captain, their intelligence is remarkable, but it is their courage and compassion that completes the defense. Every citizen, from child to elder, contributes instinctively to the survival of the whole. This planet is more than a species. It is a living, learning system. Xylar's eyes glimmered. Indeed, it is time to leave. Earth is not a target. Earth is an example. We will record this in the galactic archives. Strength is not measured by arms, but by heart, mind, and unity. Let no species underestimate them again. The fleet prepared to depart. As the ships rose above the atmosphere, one small observation craft lingered, watching a city bathed in evening light. Humans walked the streets, laughed in parks, and carried on with ordinary lives, completely unaware of the visitors above. Lyra spoke softly. "Captain, they have no idea that we tested them, yet their every action reinforced their strength. They live as they have always lived, and that is what makes them untouchable." Xyler nodded. "Yes, their daily lives, their simple cooperation, their care for one another, these are their true defenses. They do not need to know we are here to prove it. Their strength is automatic, instinctive, and unbreakable." The aliens transmitted their final report to their home system. It was detailed, precise, and thorough. Humans were fragile in body but formidable in mind. They survived disasters, invented solutions, cooperated instinctively, and protected each other through intelligence, creativity, and moral courage. The report emphasized that no invasion could succeed without extraordinary risk. Vera whispered, "Captain, I have never seen a species like this. They are remarkable. If any world can survive without technology or weapons, it is Earth." Xyler's expression softened, "And that is why we leave them untouched. This is the ultimate lesson. Appearances can deceive. Defenseless does not mean weak. The invisible defenses of heart, mind, and unity are stronger than any fleet or weapon in the galaxy." As night fell, the aliens observed one last time. They saw families helping neighbors, friends repairing broken structures, and communities sharing knowledge and resources. Every action, every choice, every moment reinforced the invisible fortress that protected Earth. Lyra said quietly, "Captain, even small acts matter. Children helping each other, citizens alerting neighbors to danger, people improvising solutions, all of it adds to their strength. This planet is alive with ingenuity." Xyler's eyes glimmered. "Indeed, their civilization is a living system of protection. No aggression can break it. No threat can succeed. They are unconquerable, not through fear, not through force, but through intelligence, creativity, courage, and unity." The aliens turned their attention to one last human community before departure. A minor storm had formed unexpectedly. Rain poured and streets flooded slightly. Yet the humans reacted instinctively. Children were guided to safety. Adults redirected water and protected property. Emergency teams collaborated with volunteers, ensuring no one was harmed. Driss whispered, "Captain, even natural disasters reveal their strength. They respond, adapt, and recover. Their unity is their armor, their intelligence their sword, their courage their shield." Xyler nodded slowly. "Yes, observation confirms it. Earth is not defenseless. Earth is extraordinary. The galaxy must respect this truth." High above, the alien fleet began to depart. The ships glided silently into space, leaving Earth untouched and unaware of the cosmic respect it had earned. The humans below continued their lives as usual, working, laughing, helping each other, and living peacefully. Lyra looked out at the planet one last time. "Captain, do you think they will ever know we were here?" Xyler shook his head. "No, and they do not need to. Their strength is innate. It does not rely on knowledge of observers. Every act they perform, every choice they make, every cooperation strengthens them. They are protected by who they are." As the fleet left the solar system, Xyler sent a final transmission to his leaders. It was simple yet powerful. Humans are unconquerable. Their strength is invisible yet absolute. Fragile in body, strong in mind and spirit. Attack would be folly. Their unity, creativity, and courage make them untouchable. Earth is extraordinary. Back on Earth, humans slept peacefully under the stars. Children dreamed of adventures. Adults dreamed of solutions, and communities rested after another day of ordinary challenges. No one suspected that their daily acts of courage, creativity, and cooperation had already safeguarded their world from cosmic observers and potential invaders. Even the smallest acts, the repair of a water pump, the sharing of food, a child helping a neighbor, contributed to the planet's invisible defense. Every choice reinforced their unity. Every innovation strengthened their resilience. Humans were, without knowing it, a species perfectly equipped to survive, adapt, and thrive. Vera whispered softly, "Captain, they are more than we imagined. Their strength is not in firepower, but in who they are." Xyler's gaze remained fixed on the blue planet below. "Yes, let this be a lesson for the galaxy. Never underestimate what appears weak. Intelligence, courage, cooperation, and creativity are weapons no fleet can defeat. Humans are a species to respect, not conquer. And far above, the alien fleet glided silently into the stars, leaving Earth untouched, its people unaware of the cosmic respect they had earned. The planet remained peaceful, ordinary, and seemingly defenseless, but in truth, it was invincible. Earth's invisible defenses, woven from the minds, hearts, and courage of every human, had proven themselves against the most advanced observers in the galaxy. And as humans continued to live, learn, and cooperate, they reinforced that protection every day, entirely unaware of their own extraordinary power. For Captain Xylar and his fleet, the lesson was clear: appearances can deceive. Strength is not always measured in weapons, speed, or numbers. Sometimes the greatest power is intelligence, courage, unity, and compassion. And Earth, peaceful, ordinary, and seemingly defenseless, was the most powerful planet in the galaxy.